This book right here. This book will fix your marketing. Excuse me, this is live and that was gross. All right, so here's the thing. We're going to be talking about this book, TJ Rowe Leader, How to Make Millions Sitting on Your Assets. A collection of great secrets for writing ads, sales letters, website copy that brings in millions of dollars. Now, first of all, a couple of things for the three-letter alphabet government agencies. Number one, TJ Rowe Leader sold $100 million and paid taxes on it. And he's in Kansas. So this is an accurate, true claim. Number two, if you're brand new or something and you don't realize that reading this book about how somebody else made millions sitting on their assets does not mean that you're going to go out and instantly, easily, or ever or at all make millions. Um, Honestly, I really don't know what to tell you, right? It's a great book. It's incredible. It's amazing. It's about how he sold $100 million. And I go back to this book every time that I need to fix my marketing. This book will like save your freaking life. But the results aren't average. The results aren't typical. I don't know what else to say about that. Okay, disclaimers aside, uh, I always go back to this book, and I'm going to show you the book is like marked up like insanely. Like if we were to go in here and look at it, like every single page has like markings on it. And so like this, right? Almost every single page, I've underlined stuff, highlighted it, and and so forth. That's what type of a book it is. Now, let's talk about the huge fat claim. How to make millions sitting on your assets. What he's talking about is sitting down and writing sales copy and promotions, right? Laying out the sales promotion, writing the copy, and so forth. Yes, you do that on your derriere unless you have a standing desk. I mean, if you have a standing desk and you can write copy on it and you can plan out promotions, yeah, I guess you could do it standing. TJ, the actual reason he wrote this is because he writes his copy in the morning over coffee, and then at night, while he sits by his wife on the sofa while she's watching TV, he edits his sales letter. So that's where the claim comes from. TJ has sold probably more than any business opportunities than anyone in the U.S. Now, I do not sell business opportunities, right? I don't do that. TJ loves it. He eats it up. He thrives on it. I'm just too scared of it legally. Like it's really dicey legally. And he's been fortunately able over the years to avoid really serious trouble to my knowledge. I don't know the insides of its business. With all that crap out of the way, let's talk about the stupid book. All right, let's just talk about the book. We got to get all that out of the way because of legal issues and everything else. All right, so the reason this book is great, and it's actually about 3 or 4 books in one that he wrote, plus additional stuff he wrote for this book. A lot of it, one reason I like it, a lot of it's about sales copy, but it's not just about sales copy. It's about the strategy, the thinking, coming up with promotion ideas, coming up with product ideas. And I'm just going to share because I sit here. I mean, it's a huge book. It's 700 something pages. It is on Amazon. It's not cheap, but it's worth it. All right. And sometimes you can't even buy it. Sometimes you can't even get it. But if you're in marketing, get yourself a freaking copy of it. Now, this is not one of these books that's anal retentive and highly lots of flow charts and everything, illustration. It's not a Russell Brunson book. All right, it's not a Russell Brunson book. It's all text. I don't think there are any illustrations. But what he does that's absolutely unbelievable is explains how he's basically made 100,000,000, the thinking and the doingness that's made him $100,000,000 in sales of or more in the business opportunity market. It applies to any business. Like, literally, I believe this the vast majority of this applies just to any freaking business, just marketing, right? Um, TJ says really profound things, and when I forget them, I don't make money. I mean, the ultimate thing is, okay, well, this is work, Marlon. How do I know it's going to work for me? Well, I don't know if it's going to work for you. You have to apply it and see if it works for you. I know it works for me, and I'm going to give you an example. I launched a promo last week. I've been sick with the flu. It's why I'm still coughing. I'm over it. I still have a cough, and I'm still like not 100%. It was really bad flu, and I'd had a flu shot, but man, I got hit hard. Well, I put together a promotion, and honestly, it's a great product. Like, the product is great. It's real I put a lot of energy and effort into it. How I even got the energy and effort coming off the flu, I don't know. But unfortunately, I screwed one thing up that's one of the big things that TJ tells you. Do you know what the number one thing your customers want is? Probably what I should have started out this video with to hook you. Do you know what the number one thing customers want is? They want something new. It's why Tide detergent adds a new ingredient every year, every freaking year. They want something new. So I launched this promo. I'm just gonna tell you how the deal worked. I launched the promo. It's really done in the last uh it's one of 2 worst promos I've done in the last 2 years. It's just a horrible promo. Now, it's not done yet, but it's just awful promo. People are just freaking don't wanters. So I'm like, "God, what happened?" And I'm feeling, like, decimated over it. I hate it. Um, Now first of all, if you have enough volume in your business, you never have this happen. For, like, 20 years of my business, I never, ever, ever had that happen, ever, because I'm just being honest, my volume was so massive and so huge, it's impossible virtually out of 20 years, I maybe had 1 product that didn't sell well. Because it was called UFMD, Unified Field Marketing Discovery, it was too theoretical. But other than that, like, every single product was a huge winner. Now, I'm, like, what over considerably over 60. I don't travel and speak anymore. Let's be honest, I don't have the energy I did when I was 30 or 35. I ain't got it, even 40. I mean, 40, I could go and work out at the gym and everything. Um, so I don't have this huge massive volume that I had in my, younger, vigorous, years. I should probably be taking steroids or something, but I'm scared to your human growth hormone like that. I forget the guy's name. He has the best book about shows this ripped guy. He's like 70 something years old. I forget his name. Hell, Life. His last name is Life. It's like Mr. Right? But he spends $2,500 a month on steroids and human growth hormone. Apparently. I believe that's what I read. Um, I'm too scared of getting prostate cancer because that's what my dad and his brother died of. So anyway, um, I lost my freaking train of thought. So my promo flopped. I go to the book. This is how I use this book. It's like the I Ching or something like that. I think it was called the I Ching, where you just open it up and point to something, or they would cast out sticks, right? It's the same idea. You just freaking open the book and you point. I open the book and point, and I'll tell you what I read. Let me find it here. Okay, this is what I pointed to right here. And it says, the process of getting rich is based on reselling to your customers again and again. So you've got to keep giving them something new, something that's different, or at least something that sounds different. He says, let me find it here. And then somewhere else he said the number one thing that people want is something new. Second thing they want is an irresistible offer, right? So something new, irresistible. Well, I screwed up the new part. My product is great. It's called the Promo Power Kit. It's resellertoolkit.com/promo-power-kit. I thought it's a banging product. I thought it was great. It's about how do you launch a promo at the beginning of the year, either an affiliate offer or your own offer. And it's like it's as close as I could get to a toolkit. Like it's probably one of the best it's probably one of the best products I've done in the last 2 years. It's really a great product. Well, so anyway, but I did the promo cheat sheet once. I did a lot of similar type products, but this one I thought was different. It's how to launch a promo at the beginning of the year. January is like the best month for promos. It just crushes it, just kills it. I thought, okay, they're going to want some help, motivation, inspiration, and actual tools to crush a promo. But it wasn't real. It wasn't really a new idea or concept. It was just, I still am shocked. I still can't believe people didn't buy it. It's freaking January. You got to get a promo out. And I already know if I get I should just freaking get my customers on a webinar and be like, okay, if you are launching a promo in January, type yes. And it'll be like freaking crickets. There'll be a couple people. Just nobody. Everybody knows they should do it, but they ain't doing it. They ain't freaking doing it. I already know this because I've asked. I already know this. My fast track is on Wednesday nights. It's my mentoring. It's composed of some of my top clients, my best clients, right? None of them were doing it. So I know other casual clients aren't doing it. Everybody in my fast track is pro. They have a real business, right? I know people that are just doing this as a side hustle or they got a full-time job. They ain't doing it, right? Well, anyway, it's a great product idea. And a great product. Oh, it's a great idea. But, the one thing I lacked was something new. All I had to do was open the book, point, and there was my answer. I didn't tell you how profound. And this isn't the first time this has happened. I've done this over and over about different things or different issues or problems I was dealing with or a sales letter problem, right? I've done this over and over. The other thing that he emphasizes here is he has an interesting system for writing a sales letter. He breaks it down to like 5 steps. And I really apologize. I've had this flu and I guess I'm getting a little bit of it back. Heck, I don't know. Anyway, he breaks it down into 5 steps. He takes a full day to work on step 1, to write on step 1. Step 2, full day. Step 3, full day. Step 4. So 5 days to write a whole bunch of stuff, more than he needs. And then he'll go back and spend a week or 2 editing it. Probably a couple weeks editing it. Sitting by his wife on the sofa while she's watching TV, right? And I haven't been doing this. Like, I'm a writer by trade, so I can write really freaking fast. So I write promos in an hour. I mean, I don't time it. It could be an hour and a half or 2 or 3 hours. I don't time it. I think an hour or 2. But it stands out when I read that. You know what? Especially because today is so competitive and saturated, and you got 40 million freaking products. Now you got AI quadrupling that, 10xing it, or whatever the heck. I probably should spend longer than an hour or 2 writing the sales page. You probably should too. Now, I ain't talking about sitting there hemming and hawing over the graphics and crap that doesn't matter. And I'm not talking about it being indecisive and, I don't know if I should do this. I don't know if I should do that. I ain't talking about any of that crap. I'm talking about you sit your tail end down and you write. And you write more copy than you need. And you go back and edit. Now, for example, his step 1 is the big promise. Now, he says in other places, he'll spend more than a day working on this. He'll sometimes spend a couple days working on it. But he's like, at least spend a day just working on the headline of the big promise. Write many derivations of it, many variations of it, as many as you can. Well, you know, back when I was a copywriter for money, what, 30 years ago, 25 years ago? I don't remember. I'm too old to remember. Back then, I would do that because you're getting money from a client and you feel this obligation to do the best copy that you can, right? And you want to show off the quality of your work. When you're launching and selling your own products, let's be honest, you probably don't do that. You probably bang out that sales letter as fast as you freaking humanly possibly can. Am I right? Like, if I'm right, type right in my chat. Let me go check the chat here, see if I'm right. I just say this because that's what I do. So I assume you probably do the same freaking thing. Somebody says, back with you live today, Marlon. Somebody said, sorry, Marlon. Yeah, I know, dog. It sucked, right? And, you know, the worst thing is I have 20 bonuses with it. And William just said yesterday, he's like, just some of the bonuses were worth more than the product. But part-timers need not apply, right? Yeah, sometimes that's true too. No, I started part-time. How else are you going to start? You ain't got the ability to make money yet, and you're learning, so you got to start part-time. I started out running little $5 and $10 ads in Inner Circle of Millers. So anyway, I'm off point. Number one, spend like a whole day writing your headline and your big promise. Polish it up. Then the second day is like, spell out the benefits and make them visualize the benefits. Just spend a whole day working on your benefits, right? And then day number 3 is you spend a whole day just working on what's unique about the offer, the USP of it. Spend a whole freaking day on that. Write as much as you can about it. And then you got, I don't remember, day 4 and day 5, right? All right. So that's just randomly opening the book, pointing, and he pointed out 2 huge, massive mistakes I was making or made in this offer. I didn't spend hardly any time writing the sales copy. I mean, I come off being sick, and it just getting the energy to write for an hour was hard, or 2 is tough. I mean, it was tough. Like, I was taking naps in between stuff. And then he also pointed out the new thing. And I'm like, you know what? Again, resellertoolkit.com/promo-tool-kit. I think that's it. Promo-power-kit. If you want to see what the heck I'm talking about. It's a pretty darn good letter personally. But again, I wrote it I do these things in like an hour or 2. But TJ really points out, I mean, this is somebody who's made $100 million. I'm not talking about somebody that just made, 10,000 or something. Yeah. This guy's made 100 million, and he's been doing it, as long as I have, a little bit longer. And I'll tell you a funny story. This is embarrassing. I refunded the first product I bought from TJ Rowleader. That was a dumb thing to do. Thankfully, TJ doesn't have a long memory. I've talked to TJ before. Like, the most giving, nice, kind person. That sincerely. He sent me a plaque. He sent me a box of his best direct mail. I didn't even ask him. Just a super, super, super nice guy. So anyway, but he's eccentric to some degree in his beliefs and what he does with direct mail and his market, the business opportunity market. Is a freaking crazy market. It's just a crazy market, right? So anyway, there's a lot more in this book. So let me show you the book. I don't know if I can bring up my thing on or not. Let me see if I can bring it up. See if it's working. Yeah, it's working. All right, so let's just pop over here to Amazon. We'll see how much the book's selling for. If you can even freaking buy it right now. I mean, I'm surprised he's even allowed to sell it because, when our country was founded, there used to be these books. I forget the name of them. Horatio Alger or something like that. They were rags to riches stories, right? Today, if you talk about making millions, you're probably going to get all your money taken away. The only person, here it is. This one, it's, how much is it? If you can buy it, it's $46.92. I would buy a new copy. Let's see how much a new one is. New is like $50. I would definitely buy the new copy. 100% I would buy the new copy. While you're ordering, see, I bought it in 2011. I'm not BSing you. I don't do that crap. Not like a person that sits here and just makes crap up. His other book, How to Get Super Rich in the Business Opportunity Market. Dagan Smith read that, and then I recommended it to him. He read it, and the next week he spoke at Myron Golden's event. So like 70,000 from 90,000 from the stage or something. I don't know if it's because of that book, because if you know anything about Myron, he has these super, super, super hot audiences. Dagan probably would have sold it without the book, but I will say this, that if you want to understand the business opportunity market, or you just want to understand yourself and why you keep buying stuff over and over and over, even if it's crap, this book will explain to you the psychology of you, right? It's just, I own most of TJ's books, by the way. I got a whole shelf of them. But in any event, that's the book. And I can sit here and go on. He talks a lot about spending money to buy customers, which he believes in because he's a direct mailer. He says like 30 to 50,000 direct mail pieces a week because one of his laws is you always have at least one front end that's working. I violate that to my extreme, enormous deficit. Like I'm just telling you, listen to me. Every single freaking thing he says in the book, as far as I know and have tested personally, and I've tested much of it, is true. Like, you ignore it to your peril. You'll go back later and be like, oh, yeah, I didn't do this. And boy, was that a freaking big mistake. I'm just telling you, that's the way this book goes down. I didn't do that, and good golly, that was like the stupidest thing I ever did in my life. He's like, I wish I could find and quote it, but there's just like so much in the freaking book that it's like, what I actually love is just flipping through the books and reading stuff, because like, so I just flipped to another page, right? And he says, if you have the same benefit expressed 10 different ways, hopefully even the apathetic reader will read it at least once. Keep hammering those benefits home again and again and again. As I write this, I'm looking at a 44-page sales booklet we used as an example during the original seminar. Employ 10 different readership paths. Good. It's just gold. Like, all of that stuff that he said is true. And I don't repeat benefits enough, to be honest, because I think it's because it's a freaking web page, and I'm scared. You know, it is one of the things. I write long copy, but I'm scared of going too long, even though I've gone really, really, really long and sold a $1,000 product with it. So I know better. I don't know why I think these things. Sometimes you're just irrational and illogical, and you don't understand your behavior at times, right? All I'm trying to say is like, I can't think of anything he said in this book that is not true. Now, I'll tell you the one thing he doesn't do in the book is he does not give you much legal advice. Now, you know, TJ really goes out there, and I'm not sure, to be honest, how he does it legally. Like, I don't think I could do those things and not end up with a 3-letter alphabet agency, like, crushing me to death and sending me to the next world, which happened to a friend of mine and his mom. They both died over it. But so I think you got to tone down. You got to be very carefully. he talks about really making as big claims you possibly can. Yeah, and you have to balance that against three-letter alphabet agencies and advertising law and so forth. And TJ doesn't talk about that. But he does talk about writing defensible copy. So I just wanted to bring that up because it's a caveat that, like, TJ will really go out there on claims, and I don't know how he does it and keeps him getting in trouble sometimes. Like, he'll be like, at last, you know, your opportunity to get rich sitting on your sofa. By the way, I love TJ's books. I don't buy his business opportunities. I bought one business opportunity from him, right? But, like, I don't buy his business opportunities. I buy his books, and his books are amazing. They're incredible. They're probably some of the best stuff ever written on. They'd be in the top 10, and hardly anyone would put TJ in the top 10. But then again, they haven't read his books. And if they read his books, they didn't read it and really think about it. So you want to know what stupid criticisms the book gets? Like, if you looked at Amazon at the criticisms, well, I read this book and he repeats himself. That's got to be the stupidest, dumbest criticism I've heard. Number one, he's compiled multiple books into the book. Number two, I don't know about you, I need to read it over and over and over. That's why I bought all of his books. I just have to hammer it into my freaking head, right? Yeah. Anyway, I think I talked about it enough. It's $50. I put it in my top 10. I don't know. For me personally, it's probably my number one book on marketing. Now, the Hormozi books are amazing and they're incredible. They're certainly up there, right? Michael Masterson on how to build $100 million business or whatever his book is called. I forget the name of it. Ready, Fire, Aim is the main title. That's certainly like in the top 5. It's an amazing, freaking incredible book. I've got other ones that would be in my top 10 list, like Diffusion of Innovations, Delivering Profitable Value, Marketing Playbook, and others. But I've talked about some of those in other videos. But probably my number one book is TJ Roller's. You know why? It's just because this is the one book. When I need to fix my marketing or I need help, this is the book I come back to. All right, folks, let's see if we had any other comments. All right. Back with you live. Yeah. Okay. So true. So, somebody said we all did. Yeah, I know, dog. You know, talking about buying the little $5 and $10 crap. All right, guys, listen, y'all have a great day. Thank you for watching. Those of you who stuck with me. And I'll see you on another live stream. Bye for now.